How's it going, everyone? Welcome back to the Bolt and Hammer YouTube channel. Today will be the second part in my discussion of the different factions available to play in the Warhammer 40k universe. Today I'll be discussing the rest of the Imperium armies. We discussed Space Marines in my previous video. Again, as these videos are going to focus on the beginner-friendly combat patrol playstyle, I will not be discussing the Imperial Knights or the Agents of the Imperium. With that said, let's get stuck in. First up, we have the Adepta Sororitas, otherwise known as the Sisters of Battle, and sometimes affectionately referred to as Nuns with Guns, as they are the military wing of the official state church of the Imperium. They have similar weapons and armor to the Space Marines, but they're regular, ordinary human beings rather than the genetically modified super soldiers as the Marines are, so they're not quite nearly as tough. In exchange, however, you get more models on the board. They tend to be good at short-range shooting and rely heavily on movement, positioning, clever combinations of attacks between different units, and being able to change the results of dice rolls by using their faith in the Emperor. Next up, we have the Adeptus Custodes, or just Custodes, or sometimes Custodes. These are the personal bodyguards of the Emperor. For the purposes of the game, this army also includes the Sisters of Silence, who are specially tasked by the Emperor to hunt down rogue psychics or psychers. They're incredibly tough, very elite, and so while they're very strong, the trade-off is that you'll have very few models on the board. This is also a very melee-focused army with not a lot of shooting, as compared to other Imperium armies. Next up, we have the Adeptus Mechanicus, or Mechanicum. These are still humans living on Mars, and they've altered their bodies to incorporate large amounts of technology to bring them closer to their machine god, who they view as the Emperor. The Mechanicum are the engineers and industrialists of the Imperium, building all of the spaceships, vehicles, weapons, and armor that they and all of the other Imperium factions all use. They tend to be a more range-focused army with medium and light infantry, and they have some really cool steampunk-style vehicles and soldiers, which can be kind of cool. Lastly, for this video, we have the Astra Militarum, which is the Imperium's army. They were formerly known as the Imperial Guard, so you'll hear a lot of people still call them IG or just Guard. These are regular humans with no fancy weapons or armor. As you can see, they have heavy World War II and World War I influences. You can build the army in a number of different ways, but they tend to be very range focused, not very good at melee. They do have a lot of artillery options, unlike some of the other factions that we've looked at, and you can build them to be more infantry focused or more tank focused or a combined arms approach. That's all for today. Please do hit like and subscribe, and we'll see you next time on the Bolt and Hammer YouTube channel.